Hi, I'm Linda from paperboutiquewithlinda.com, and today I want to do a quick video to review the Chalkola markers. A special thanks to Chalkola for sending me the pens to review. Later in this video, I'm going to demo how to make some background papers using these markers. Well, Chalkola markers, according to the manufacturer, are odor-free and non-toxic. They work great on most non-porous surfaces. You will want to try them on a small area just in case. And also, according to Chalkola, their markers wash off clothing beautifully. In addition, these pens can be used on whiteboards, mirrors, indoor windows, car windows. What makes these pens unique is the richness of color and variety of sizes. And when you order the pack of 16, you get these beautiful, beautiful neon colors and the oranges from this pack so you can see the size. And in this you get 6 metallic markers, and I'll show you some things I made with those in just a moment. And you get these large markers, which are perfect for car windows, outside and indoor windows. However, I found that because they have so much ink in them, they're wonderful for the technique I'm about to show you. So let me show you how these look actually on something. This is just a small cutting board, and I wrote the word menu, and I thought it would be fun to actually write a menu on the cutting board, but I wanted you to see how rich the color was. My favorite thing, and I'm always using these in my craft room, is I just have a small dry erase board, and this is just an example. I'll just write my name with it. I love how smooth it is, and when it dries, the color is just so vibrant. I'm going to put that up. And all you do to erase these is I just use a damp baby wipe. The other thing we like to do is we like to have beer tasting parties, and it's so much fun to write on these little, let me move this out of the way here, on these little beer sample glasses. For example, this one says porter and this one says pale ale. This is an example of that metallic, and this is the neon pink. Well, I literally use these markers every day, especially on the dry erase board. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to show you the background paper that I made using these markers, and then I'll demo how to do it. Here are some of the unique background paper I made using these markers. In a bit, I'll show you how I made the designs. To do this, I used just some paper, some glossy paper that I had in my stash. And I used some workable fixative to spray on the top. And I also used just plain baby wipes, and I'll show you how to do that. And of course, I used, for these, I used some of the Chalkola markers. Let me talk a little bit about the differences in this paper. This is one that it's hard to see, but it looks almost like marble. I just used the metallic silver on this one. This one I used a couple of the metallic pens. I used some of the larger pens on this one, and on this one I used 2 of the larger pens. So that's just an example of using just plain old glossy cardstock. Next, I used I made some paper using some Canon glossy photo paper. And the fun thing about this project is any type of glossy paper will work. You will get different color combinations based on the markers that you use. You'll even get a different texture. Each marker kind of behaves a little bit differently, and I wanted to show you how vibrant. That's like the red and the yellow mixed together. But this is Canon photographic paper. Try any type of glossy paper you have and just have fun experimenting. And lastly, I wanted to do it on a paper that I know most of you can purchase at the store, and this is, I'm going to put these all on top of each other so you can really see them. These are made using this Yupo paper, alcohol ink Yupo paper by Tim Holtz. It's a little bit pricey, but the good news is if you make a mistake, you can just wipe it off and start over. So let me bring these up to show you, and I'll show you how I made them in just a second. These would be perfect made into tags. I just made really small pieces because I was experimenting with color. You can do an entire card background You can use these for strips, for accent colors, but I just fell in love with this technique, and it's very, very simple. So what I'm going to do now is just pause, and I'll set it up so I can show you how to do it. To do this technique, I'm going to be using some sheets of the alcohol ink Yupo. I also have a baby wipe that I've just pulled out of the container, and it's still pretty moist. The technique will vary depending on how moist your baby wipe is, so you might want to experiment with that. I'm going to be using the large Chalkola Markers, and then when we're finished, you're going to spray it with 2 or 3 quick coats of this workable fixative to set it. So let's get started. I'm going to just move these out of the way and bring in just this little piece, and then all I do is put a dab of the ink, and you can use the metallic ink markers, you can use the medium-sized ones. I'm just going to do this because I want a bunch of color. So all you're going to do is just spread it out and then wad this up and pick up the ink, and then you're just going to do this, and it just depends on how much ink you want. And the fun thing about this technique is, I'm hoping you're able to see that, is you can move it around, you can bring in more color, you can let this dry. Like if I wanted more intense blue, all I would do is just add some more of this and then continue. Now, because these are water soluble, if you want that really delicate look, all you'll do is take your baby wipe and keep wiping. And then let me just show you. See, it removes some of it and you get a more marbled look. And let's just say you don't like it. That's what's great about this Yupo paper. It may be expensive, but you just wipe it off, move it aside, and let it dry. And I just have a little spot there. I'll just move it. And then when they dry, it looks something like this. And this was done using the yellow and the red. I just love this technique, and it's super, super simple. And let me bring in the metallic ones. You can use this size to do it. You can also use the medium ones, but I really like using the large because there's a lot of ink, and I'm probably not going to be using all of this to decorate my car windows or my outside windows. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and for more projects and ideas, please visit me at www.paperboutiquewithlinda.com. Bye-bye.